Thank you all for joining us. My name's Troy Boner with the VBOC Veteran Business Outreach Center. I'm sure most of you are familiar with what we do with helping veterans. All of it free, by the way. I love saying that. But one of the things we do is have classes just like this, and we're lucky enough to know people like Naseem that are willing to volunteer their time and teach, their expansive knowledge and pass that along to our clients and our veterans that we help out. So, and luckily Naseem herself is a veteran too, so it works out perfectly. And a client of ours as well. So, Naseem, you've been working with us doing classes for 4 or 5 years now, correct?
6 years now.
6 years now. Wow. That last year kind of just I don't count 2020 all the time anymore.
That's true. That's
like
what it is.
But Naseem, we can't thank you enough for being with us for 6 years now, helping us out. So
thank you. It's my pleasure always.
Yeah. So Naseem owns Small Business ABCs, and she is our QuickBooks expert. So without any further ado, introduction to QuickBooks. Why don't you go ahead and take it away, Naseem?
Thank you, Troy. I appreciate it. Hi, guys. My name is Naseem Matteson, and I own a Small Business ABCs LLC, where I do bookkeeping for medium to small clients. I have, a handful of my clients that I do bookkeeping, I do accounting, I do payroll. I manage their accounts payable, accounts receivable, their cash flow. I do budgets for some of my clients. I'm a QuickBooks Pro advisor. And I have my business for about, a little over 6 years, almost 7 years this October. And I have my clients that are from day one. They were still with me. So that's a huge confidence that I have. I keep my clients, I keep learning about QuickBooks and teaching to new business owners and, ongoing business owners if they want to switch to from desktop QuickBooks version or any other software. If they want to move over to QuickBooks Online, they usually come to me, and I provide a lot of QuickBooks discounts for their products. Because I'm a QuickBooks Pro advisor, I can get usually their products for about 30% discounted for their retail price. So I help out, in that way. Any clients, if they want to learn their own bookkeeping and they still want to have the software, they come to me and I just give them a software, services, and they do their own bookkeeping, or sometimes, most of the times, they just let me run their QuickBooks software plus their, back office duties. So today we are going to teach about QuickBooks Online and how many types of subscription QuickBooks Online is offering. As lately they've been upgrading and updating pricing, and they're going through a lot of changes and making it better, even better, I should say, because QuickBooks Online is the #1 software for small businesses, and now they have the 4th tier that's called QuickBooks Online Advanced, where they are targeting medium to large companies. They have more payroll robust, and they have more third parties integrating with QuickBooks Online. So it's making a really one place, one shop for all the components for running a successful business behind the scene. So today we are going to talk about, how many levels of QuickBooks Online and what is suitable for your businesses. So if you have questions, or if you can put in the comments, like what type of business, or, what type of what are you trying to get out of QuickBooks Online for your business? So then I can, suggest, okay, maybe you need QuickBooks Essential, maybe QuickBooks Plus or Advanced, or if you have any questions regarding payroll, how the payroll works, because payroll could be standalone from QuickBooks or within your QuickBooks online subscription. It can run together. And so that's what we're going to learn. And so I will get to the basic, the first tier, they call it simple start. Starts, you know, with the $25 is the discounted from, you know, the Pro Advisor. So you can start, you can track your income and expenses, you can capture and organize your receipts, maximize your tax deductions, because once you have inputted all your income and expenses, so now you have reporting where you can see you have, you know, how much money coming in and how much we can, you know, every year or every month, what is going out. So you can keep tabs on that. You can invoice from there. You can accept payments. You can track your miles. You can still manage your cash flow. Just general reports. You can run profit and loss and balance sheet. Usually you can send electronic estimates from within the QuickBooks online software. You can track sales and sales tax, and you can manage your 1099s contractors within the QuickBooks Simple Start. So that's the first the basic version of QuickBooks Online. Then we have where's my essential group? All right, I guess essential is now simple start. Basically, simple start and essential are pretty much the same. They're going away with the simple start, but they're calling it essential. So second one is the QBO Plus, which is the most popular because it has more options. You can have up to 5 users. Essential, you can have up to 3 users, so you can give access to your CPAs or accountants, and then 2 of your, you know, admin and administrator. And then QBO Plus provides, you know, more budgeting. You can have a budgeting report and more cash flow reports. You can have up to 5 users. You can still track your miles, manage the cash flow. You can have send estimates and invoicing, track sales and sales tax, manage your pay bills. And now recently QuickBooks has introduced a Leo Pay merchant where you can pay your bills online for free. So that's a huge plus, that you don't have to write checks. You can process your AP, you know, at comfort of your fingertips, just wherever you have internet access. You can log into your QuickBooks and start paying people, and they provide either ACH, direct deposit, or they will mail a check on your behalf. So that's a wonderful addition to QuickBooks. Then you can track your profitability. You can track your inventory. You can have classes in QuickBooks Plus online, you know, the Plus version. You can have more options. So that's what the second one. And then now they just added this advanced where it's a little more expensive, but it is way more robust than, you know, Plus or Simple Start or any other small accounting software. And they have the footprint of, you know, all in one. So you can basically have your own accounts payable department and users and have access. You can have up to 25 users. You can have time track where all your employees can have access on their phone or mobile devices. They can have a timesheet talking to QuickBooks and, you know, the people who are doing the payroll, you know, have 25 employees and more. They need to track their time and time sheets, and if they want to take the PTO or paid time off or vacation time, it would be all getting into your QuickBooks, you know, seamlessly, and they can enter their time. So that's a huge plus. You can have with Advance, you have your own HR provided by QuickBooks, which is, you know, included in your services. You can pick up a phone and call about any labor laws, or any questions you have in any other state. They have people dedicated for this services. So that's another huge plus. So then you can have more time to work on your business than worrying about hiring and what are the rules and what are the labor laws as they change constantly. You have, you know, full-time support on that, and all built in within your QuickBooks file. You can have batch invoices. You can track inventory, time, you know, restore company data, track sales, cash flow, and then you can manage the 1099 contractors. You can issue them 1099s at the year end within your QuickBooks file, and they file electronically with the states and federal, and they send all the 1099s to your contractors electronically. Your contractors have a email and they have login, so they can see when they're getting paid, how much they're getting paid, so they can have peace that they're getting paid, and their tax return can be done, you know, without waiting and calling and figuring out how much I made, where is my 1099. So that's another plus with the Advance and QuickBooks Online Plus. Now, since you have the cloud version of QuickBooks Online, you can have other third parties applications, including in your QuickBooks Online, where you can do inventory, you can any special needs of your business can handle that because you have the QuickBooks cloud version. So that was that. And then they have Self-Employed also, which is just for like one-man show. You are, you know, let's say you're a hairdresser, you provide services, you know, you're landscaping, or just a freelancer. So there is a, you know, the version is called Self-Employed. You can just have very few main objectives get done. You can find out your estimate quarterly taxes in there. You can still invoice and accept payments. That comes in with a third-party merchant account. You can connect it. You can track your miles, so you can just have basic reports. So it's still very economical for self-employed and freelancers. Then, you know, you can have a receipt capture. So we download QuickBooks on your phone or mobile devices. You can take pictures of your receipts, and it would send the receipts as an attachment to your QuickBooks file, where it's going to be saved on the cloud base. You can access anytime. You can print it. You can download it again. So that's the huge feature. I really like it. So then you don't have to lug the box of receipts anywhere. You can, your CPAs, your accountants, your administrators, they can look at the receipts. They can code, you know, use the view of the receipt and say, oh, this is what they purchased. And of course, you have QuickBooks support. The app integration is huge. Once I go over this, I'll show you a sample company. And if you guys want to just type in Google QuickBooks sample company, the Craig's landscaping business should pop up, and that's the sample company that you can click. You can see, you know, how it actually works. You know, you enter your expenses on this side and how it's showing on your reports. So it's a really good way of learning about QuickBooks before you purchase. or, you can learn, you can teach yourself how to set up a chart of account, how to reconcile how to connect bank accounts and credit card accounts, how to get your reports, where to give access to another user. So it's a really amazing tool they have developed that people can just try it out. And if they don't like it or like it, they can contact the help right in the built-in help, and they can walk you through. So, and now this one is the pricing for payroll, because payroll could be standalone, or I have, this is built in within your QuickBooks file also. So they have recently changed, they came up with the 3-tier payroll subscriptions. So core is the most basic one. You can automated tax forms and taxes that QuickBooks can pay. You have auto payroll. So if you have people that are salaried and they get set pay each month, payday, you can set them up on auto payroll, and you don't even have to touch anything. They will get paid on time, and your taxes will get paid on time. And you can have QuickBooks offers the workers' comp built into your payroll. So each time you have payroll, they'll look at it, and they have the third-party companies that they'll just send you a bill only on how much payroll you had. So you don't have to pay a big amount of your workers' comp. It's customized per your needs. They have next day direct deposit. They offer 401k plan. So basic for $45 a month, and the $4 per employee per month gets them all these benefits. And then premium is the same. Has more of a HR support. They would file payroll, tax, and liabilities on your behalf, so you don't, and they take the liability. So if you were late or you got a tax notice, QuickBooks premium services will take care of it, and you would not be liable for that. The penalties or whatever the IRS is trying to get you. And then, of course, they have the elite one, where they have the dedicated person doing all your payroll, the taxes, getting on board. Like they would be contacting employees, sending them W-4, VA-4, which state. They set up your accounts. They basically do it for you. You just have to give them the access or apply for this payroll services elite. So if you have, usually I tell my clients if they have more than 5 employees and they're, certain states, they don't want to be doing the payroll on their own. They need the elite services because it takes care, and QuickBooks only charges a monthly fee, not per pay, like ADP and other payroll services they charge per payroll. So that's one good thing about QuickBooks Payroll, that they charge once a month, and you can have 100 payrolls in a month. It doesn't matter. Everybody gets a direct deposit, next day direct deposit. It used to be you have to have money in the bank account like 3 days prior to your payroll, but now they have done it next day deposit. So that's more cash flow for small businesses, more help in that way. And then you can, first, you click on the gear icon. It's not going. This is the first thing you go down the line. The banking area is where you will connect your bank accounts, credit card accounts, and savings. And many people have PayPal. They can connect that as a bank account, so it sends all the transactions you're having for your business. You would be connecting those here. And then let's say on a daily basis, your bank will send your transactions. And this is where you would set up, or you can, you have done your, let's say for the deposits, if you have entered all your sales, you have entered your invoices here. It's as simple. You create an invoice where you can, it's all preset, get started, asking how, so we want email most popular. You can share a link, you can attach as a PDF. You can do all these options. And what type of payments you accept. And QuickBooks, of course, has a merchant account where they accept all payments, all credit cards, PayPal, the Melio I was saying, Apple Pay, all this they accept. Once you set up, now you have an invoice, and it's so interactive. It will walk you through like how to set up an invoice, how you can email, flexible ways to send your invoice, and it shows each item, what does this means, how you can work on it. And once you have learned all this, you would set up an invoice is done, and then when deposit comes in into the banking, you would see a match. Like this is 819, that this amount came in, this is matching with your invoice, and that's all you have to do, just match it up. And once you have matched up all your expenses, let's say this is, you want to, rental, so you have travel expense, or you pick your expense, you pick the vendor, A1, and they don't have it, so we set it up right away. A1, that was a vendor, so now we saved it up. If you have a project that you want to track, let's say it's some kind of landscaping, or Amy's Bird Sanctuary, we just want to, all these charges are going to be, because you can do project based accounting here. So you can click if it's billable, and this goes. So, and then they're trying to do more like a smart way of doing data entry. So once you make one vendor with A1 that came in, it will automatically set up the others going to the same charge. But if you have different, then you're going to have to click on it and, work on that. This one was for this client. So then you're going to have to edit that. So that's how you build your chart of accounts. When you want to set up chart of accounts, you will go to accounting, chart of accounts, and usually it walks you through as soon as you open, you will go through an interview, like what type of business, do you have partnership, do you have corporation, or just a small LLC. So it will give you a preset of chart of accounts per your business type. And then you can customize it under this tab. Set up it shows this, the checking account is connected, savings account is connected, credit cards are connected. So means that they are getting transactions automatically into your QuickBooks file. And all the chart of accounts is set up here. So you can go back here, banking. Let's say you enter, and you can batch, enter all this. It's matching, and once you do all, so usually I recommend people entering transactions on a daily basis, because they can have a running total of their cash, so they know how much money they have in the bank. And then this one shows less because they've been writing checks or paying, they have been entering accounts payable. So this is so important that people always wonder that we have this much money in the bank, but why is it, we're bouncing checks because they're not paying attention what has been entered or what has been paid to people that they haven't cashed the checks yet. And that part comes in. The most important thing is to reconcile each month your bank accounts, your credit cards. So then you know what are the outstanding issues from last month. They're hanging there and how you're going to tackle your cash flow that way. So that's the main goal of doing bookkeeping on a daily basis and payroll. So you are managing your cash, managing your cash flow on a daily basis, and building your profit and loss and balance sheet. So at the year end, your CPA is happy. You don't have to struggle and reconcile the whole year at the last minute, looking for receipts, trying to figure out what expense went. It's all built in and it's all there. You just have to give access to your CPA. And this is where you usually go to add the users and see who has access to your QuickBooks file. This is where you can add the apps. You can add you can send your accountant. So once you have an accountant, you can invite them here. You can, if you don't have an accountant, obviously you'll say find a pro to help. And that's how I usually get a lot of clients from Intuit, because the local areas, they're trying to find help. And I would get an email from them saying, this person is requiring this need or something. So that's how a lot of, small businesses, they get help. And it's within your QuickBooks file. So don't have to go into places or talk to, people. You just find the help right then and there. All right. I guess 30 minutes. It was a lot of information. So if you guys have any questions or anything regarding your business needs, payroll, do I need this? Do I need that? I'm open to all answering your questions or any concerns. Usually that's how this class goes. I, explain which services is best or what the needs are, and then people ask questions like, okay, if I have one employee and I want to do this, or I have 10 employees, how do I do this? All this. And some are usually, taking this class or trying to find out that the system I have already does not have this. How do I bring my data to QuickBooks Online? And I usually help with that too. It's simple. We get QuickBooks, they have Excel, the CSV file. If you can get from your other software, you can import in there. You can import your vendors. You can import your clients. I'll show you the reports where you can manage your current assets or your liabilities once a month. I'd recommend at least, the owners, they should log into QuickBooks and look at their accounts, the chart of accounts, especially like where is their money going, basically. how they would know that they made either money or they lost money. So the reporting is so important. All right, that must be really good. You guys are all set, huh? QuickBooks is,
Naseem, there are a couple questions in the chat. I don't know if you can see them.
no, I cannot. Where
Okay.
is it?
There might be a chat button that you might have to click to pull up your chat.
Hmm. Oh, I don't even know how to get there.
Okay, I can tell you what they are. Marie Finney wants to know, please explain the client and accountant relationship as far as maintenance of the account, books is concerned. Who does what? Who cannot do what?
I see. So clients are where, so as a business owner, you would have your clients set up here. So this is where you are making money from your clients. So you will have a setup, but the person who's doing your accounting would be your accountant, or so they would have different access. So accountant can see each file, they can, each tab, they can work in your file, they can send your invoices on your behalf, they can process payments, they can pay people. Clients are, they don't have access to your QuickBooks file. They just have access to your invoices. So they can pay. And so that's the one difference I can think, but other than that, I just, you can customize, like you can have your bookkeeper, then you have your CPAs. So you can, CPAs usually just want to see the reports. They want to see where is all this information is coming from, and they are all set. Bookkeeper is the one who goes in and enters all the chart of accounts, day-to-day data entry, pays the people, pays your employees. So I hope I answer this. I'm just trying to see where's the chat. The chat.
All right, we got one more from the chat. They seem.
All right.
If I get Simple Start, do I have to get Core to use the payroll service? That's from Miss Wanda Lyons.
Yes. So Simple Start is for your accounting, your day-to-day transactions coming in and out. Core is for payroll, so you can get, Simple Start and Core payroll services if you have employees. And so usually when you have Simple Start, they are not using accounting as much because they are very, self-employed and freelancer. So they're their own boss. They don't have any employees. Because once you start having employees, you have, payroll liabilities. And so then it requires you to have the QBO Essential, because then you have all the reportings, then timesheets, more law you're dealing with. It requires more ability from QuickBooks Online.
Okay, hopefully that answered both those questions. If anybody else has questions, feel free to unmute yourself or put them in the chat. We've got Naseem for a while here, so if you guys want to ask some questions, now is the time to get some answers for those questions.
Hi, this is Portia Rodriguez. I had a quick question for Nassim. I just wanted to ask about the platform that I want to use for my business. It's going to be online, and I want to use, gosh, I just lost my train of thought. It's Shopify. So
Yes.
can this program connect to Shopify and I guess, for example, like manage my inventory and so on and so forth? And if so, is it a smooth process, or would I contact someone like you to have that accomplished?
So Shopify is now, they have a connection with QuickBooks Online. I want to say Online Plus. You have to have, so then they talk to each other, they send transactions, and they're like the next big thing. It is, they have a built-in. Last time I want to say a year ago, one of my client had, but Shopify was charging a fee to connect to QuickBooks. And once they do this, they take care of, Shopify takes care of your sales tax, your inventory, and it works beautifully. So it's more of a Shopify if they can build in your, they can map your chart of accounts, this is where you're gonna, you might need a bookkeeper or accountant, or maybe you have already set up your chart of account. Let's say, you are selling items, and then you already set up as an inventory in QuickBooks. You just have to map them on the Shopify's website, and once it's set up correctly, it should be automatically, transactions will be coming in. You'll be paying your sales tax based of that mapping. So Shopify does work with QuickBooks really seamlessly.
Thank you.
So when you want to connect any apps, you go click on the apps and type Shopify, and there we go. And it has little tutorials. It will tell you the pricing. Oh, so now it's free. That's huge. So you can connect the Shopify connector, and it's free. Obviously, you will pay to Shopify for doing business with them, but connecting with QuickBooks is free. And I really like this, the app section. You can type in, you can search any of the apps. It shows you what this app does, what is the pricing, what are the reviews, similar questions. And then sometimes it has the Pro Advisor stamp on it, like this is everybody recommends. So that's how we can find out which apps. I'm gonna find. So this is in beta, means they're checking it. That would be a good one. And Square is the next big thing. I just took a class the other day. They were saying that now Square was a big deal, that they didn't have any reporting. So a lot of businesses were having a hard time trying to send transactions to QuickBooks. The connection wasn't there, but now they have robust, that part of their technology, I guess, to talk to QuickBooks. PayPal is doing really good. It's still a little work, but once you have connected, it's all working seamlessly. Bill.com is huge within QuickBooks. You can have all your bills going to, they give you an email, it gets there, it gets inputted in QuickBooks, and then it gets processed. You won't even have to touch twice one bill. Once you set it up correctly, pays on time. Everything gets on the net terms. So that's one of my favorite things for QuickBooks also, that you can pay bills and you don't have to think twice that when it's due, well, how am I going to send it? Will it make it on time? It's all the guesswork is taken out.
Hi, I guess I'll ask another question. So
Yeah.
I have yet to start. I'm kind of still in the process of completing some things with my business. So I do know that QuickBooks is something that I would like to use. So for me, starting off, it's just going to be me by myself. My business, I will be making gift boxes. So it'll all be online. I wanted to know, what service would you recommend that I start with first?
So I would say you just start with the essential, because you're going to have a third-party app, Shopify, and that. So usually at first, I've seen like Shopify for people that they have 5 different items of inventory, and if you have one product, I would recommend just use QuickBooks at first, and then, set up your chart of accounts, income account and expenses, connect to your bank, get a credit card for business, and then connect that. So, yeah, you can start at QuickBooks Essential. Essential is just one, you can have up to 3 users. You can still have the reporting, you can still have your reconciliations and invoices if you want, or you can connect your Shopify. Because I know it's free now, but it used to be expensive. So I think you'll be all set with just starting the essential. Once you have a bank account set up, you start getting the revenue in there. So let's say, usually a lot of people, if they open the business and you start getting your first sales in within minutes, and you have your bank account up and running, and in a month you have enough sales and expenses, that's where the time comes in that you get your accounting software and start recognizing those expenses and income. So when the time comes to file your taxes or your tax return, your CPA has all this customized reports that you don't have to stress over.
Okay, that sounds really good. So with my boxes, I plan on giving the 3 options. So one, you'll be able to order something that's already pre-made. And then of course, you'll be able to get something customized. So I saw you kind of touching base on the portion where you would do like an invoice. So I guess that's when I would probably use the invoice to say, okay, well, here's the project that I'm going to be working on, and let's pay 50% of the total cost for however many boxes you need me to make right now. And then I guess I would maybe send another invoice to finalize it, or
no, you would definitely, your type of business would be, you would be using estimates. So what happened, you're gonna create an hold on, I'll show you. So you're gonna create an estimate. And then in this estimate, you would tell them that 50%, upfront, and then once they pay you, and then you can create an invoice just for the 50%, and estimate would be still outstanding with the leftover amount, and then you can create a final invoice after, because sometimes you do, extra stuff, and after the fact they'll realize that, oh, I need to add this or that, then you can do a final invoice for that estimate. And once you have the estimate done, it doesn't affect your reporting because it's just an estimate, money hasn't hit, but it gives clients, sense of security that they have something in writing and they can accept it, or, you send them in the email and it gives them a little, what do you call, the place where they can sign it. So then they are liable that, yeah, they accepted, and now you have to,
So I guess, would I be able to, I guess, for instance, like add a contract then? So, okay, we're doing 10 boxes, I don't know, at $100 each. I'm just rambling numbers.
uh-huh,
And, the agreement is you're going to pay 50% upfront. You'll get the remaining, once I complete the project and, you've approved the designs or whatever,
yeah.
we'll finish the final. So I can actually put attach a contract
Yes.
with this.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So
then I
once
guess,
you,
Mhm.
go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, so let's say you set up this estimate, you put all the, what ifs, and they want this, and this is my pricing. You'll send them. So it says print, but usually it says email. So when you're sending it, it gives you option to attach to. So you're going to click send, and then it will give you a window where you can attach things. So right here, you can attach, contract or any kind of document, pictures, whichever you want them to know. You can attach it and it will go. So when they get the estimate, the whole package, they'll have it. They'll sign it, or they'll email you back saying you're approved. Let's go with it. And here, where you can, set up discounts, or you can set up the sales tax. And then, once they accept it, you come back here, and then from this, so I'm going to save this estimate. So create an invoice. So this is where you're going to create an invoice, but it gives you option that, do you want to create a full amount, or you want to just invoice them for 50%. So once let's say you want to invoice for 50%, then it would, the estimate would be still open for $50 because that didn't get done yet. Hopefully that was something you were looking for.
No, that's actually perfect. I was just kind of curious as to how I can, use QuickBooks to my advantage. And I wanted to see how you could use that as far as the subject that we're on, because that's probably what I'll be doing a lot of. It's just doing a lot of one-on-ones outside of what I already have that's pre-made. So I just wanted to see how I could go about doing that. And then I don't know, so I also use Adobe. I've been kind of practicing with that. So it gives you an option where, let's say, for instance, if a person doesn't have Adobe, they can sign a contract that you made. So I'm wondering if and when I attach the document here with Adobe, when the person opens it up, they will be able to sign and then send it back to me through the program QuickBooks. I'm just thinking, because we're looking at things on the back end, so I'm just thinking about how it's going to look on the front end, if that makes sense.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So, but then, as you've seen, of course, when you were saying DocuSign, I wanted to see if something like this can be, talking to QuickBooks. You can, of course, have all these document websites, for free. You can set up your contracts. You can, when you send the estimate, I've seen people, their estimates, you can customize it. Like, instead of saying estimate, you can change it to, project, or you can rename it. So it doesn't have to be an estimate. So at least they would know that this is just some kind of contract or something. So you don't have to have just an estimate. So basically that could be your whole contract. going in to, you can email it within QuickBooks. And instead of showing, this is our estimate, it could be, this is our contract, or how we do business, or, you know, however you want to create that. So creativity is, they're allowing in QuickBooks now with all these options to change this lingo. You can upload your own, you know, customized letters in there too.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Awesome, thank you. I'm still trying to find the chat. I don't see it. So I'm just hoping you guys have some questions, or you're all good. That's wonderful. I just get really excited to hear about new businesses because it's really gets me excited to see people are, you know, starting businesses and thriving. Of course, if they are veterans or military, that's even more exciting to me. You have any questions like how do we do this or that, I can, you know, show you by clicking, or showing you, if you click here, this is how you do this, or this is how payables work, or anything.
Me again. I guess I'll just, nobody else is asking questions. So I'll
Oh,
just
that's
go
good.
ahead. Can you go over this? Because for instance, for me, I'm gonna be using Alibaba. That's like a wholesale vendor, right? And so I see how you were on that screen where it talks about like the vendors. So I guess, can you kind of go over that and how that works?
Yes. So let's say I'm just going to use the A1 to Alibaba. Let's see how that goes. So we want to, you would be purchasing wholesale items. I'm thinking, you know, like fruit baskets.
Candles.
What is it?
I'm going to be purchasing, like one of my boxes is going to have candles. So I'm going to be purchasing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So let's say you can create your purchase order. Now, purchase order, usually what it does, it gives you 30 days to pay it. If you get a good account with the Alibaba, what's going to happen for business-wise, it's so good to have a purchase order. So let's say we made a purchase order for, you know, I'm just picking something here. So, and then they give you terms. They say, we'll send you the items and you have to pay by the 30th of the month or whatever. So then you have 2 weeks to pay. And meanwhile, you're selling these items and making money. So now you have, you know, you haven't hit your cash flow that bad because now you have time to pay. And then once you set up a purchase order, then you can create a bill from there. Once you want to, you know, you receive the product and now you want to send a bill or pay their bill. So you'll create a bill after the purchase order is showing up here. You're like, yeah, this is the one I want to pay. So, and then here it is, the QuickBooks tells you that we can pay through the credit card if you want. They charge 2.9% fee, or you can send them a ACH, your bank transfer, and you pick up your times that you want to pay. So it gives you, you know, a couple days. You can, you want to take it out like on the 10th from my account and pay on the 15th to the vendor. So that's how this, we go back. So this is how it works. Then you can have purchase orders. You can see that how many you have on file. They have one purchase order sitting here, and then you can create a bill, and then you can pay a bill. Or you can just straight create an expense or create a bill you already paid, or they are set up onto ACH or credit card payments. So once you order something, you pay it and you receive it all in advance or what. So then you just create an expense then that I already paid $25 to this vendor that was this charge, and then you just save it and it shows in your profit and loss saying your expense for this month from this vendor was this much. Or you can, some simple accounting would be like you would, if you weren't sending a purchase order or you weren't sending a bill or getting a bill from these people, you won't enter a bill. You would just come here, you would see a charge coming through, Alibaba, you will have a charge here. You will just go in and you would categorize right here saying, this is the vendor, this is my charge here, and you add it. So then it goes into your reporting and for reconciliation.
This is really cool. It looks like it looks like a lot. I guess I wonder if you can, I guess, hire someone to take care of this portion.
Yes. Usually that's mostly my clients. They come to me, they want to get the QuickBooks Online set up. The only thing I get from them is their bank account connected, their credit cards, anything they wrote. And if I go in, I want to know, okay, who's this? What are the charges? Are these expenses? Are these your personal expenses? Are these cost of goods sold? You're going to make money on these products. So, the bookkeeper is really helpful in this matter. If it's overwhelming and, you've never done this, it's not as, to me, I'm just clicking, I know what I'm doing, but, half of the time, the small business owners, they are better in getting sales, they're better in talking to people, getting business. So this is their back office, and they hire, either a bookkeeper or they can get, quarterly or monthly. At first, of course, when you're starting a business, it's an expense that you have to pay, before you even make money, because they want to set up, you have all this in place. But this saves you a lot of hassle, a lot of your own time, and at the year end, you can claim all your expenses and income. So it helps. It's whatever they usually say, that necessary evil or whatever, but you have to, once you hire a bookkeeper, or they'll do this for you, and for you it's just easier to look at the reports. By all means, do that.
Okay, so I kind of came on like maybe 5 or 10 minutes late. So I guess so what services do you provide outside of this, I guess, this QuickBooks?
So what I do,
rental?
I usually provide my bookkeeping services,
Okay.
payroll services. If their setup is not done, then I provide the setup. So basically from A to Z, once you open a business, you open a bank account, you have your federal ID number, and now
Okay.
you want to just have your accounting squared away. So then I come in and I basically do behind the scene, reconcile your books monthly. If you have payroll, I'll do that. You set up like, okay, I want to pay my employee twice a month. This person gets hired. So I do, recommend the payroll elite, because they send all the crucial documents to hire people. Then you start paying the taxes. I do pay contractors, pay your bills. If you have set invoices, you want to set up invoices, so I can set the invoices up, or however, whatever your business needs are to run a business. I usually do that for my clients. I have monthly clients. I have, some show up every quarter, some are yearly, some come to me like they have business for 5 years, but they never did their bookkeeping and now they're 5 years behind their tax return. So I'm bringing this up because I just have a recent client that I am trying to catch them up past years to get their tax return done because they don't know what expenses, their bank account is never reconciled. So the CPAs are having a hard time to recognize any of the expenses, or because obviously they just file taxes. They don't have the capacity or time, or a client can't afford the $300 to $400 an hour CPA. So they hire bookkeepers and, so I keep up with a lot of my clients. And of course, my clients are, they have a small business, but then a couple of months later, they decided to open another business. So a couple of my clients have 3 or 4 businesses that I'm, managing basically behind the scenes. And they want to know we have positive money, how they can make decisions on realizing, counting on me saying, okay, I want to hire this person. You think I can come up with this? And then I would look at their budgets and say, well, past 6 months, you have made this much money, you have saved this much. So basically, because I've done the CFO duties in my last work businesses, so I can help, it's basically what the client needs, if their or what their budget is, and then beside the bigger clients, the small clients I have, they're one-man show. They just, freelancer, they just go get contracts and they work and then they come home and they just, the money shows up in the bank and they tell me, oh, I send, Coca-Cola, my clients, this invoice, and I just go in and I make the invoice in QuickBooks and I reconcile with the deposits coming in. And then once a month, I get their bank statements, PDF copies, and go reconcile the bank account in their accounting software with the statement. So then we're all said that, okay, we wrote 5 checks and they got cleared. We got 5 deposits. They were these invoices. They were paid on time. And then some, obviously, they have invoices sitting there and people haven't paid in a while. So I tell them that, okay, this invoice is outstanding, or so then they can go after these clients and get paid. And same thing for bills. Somebody's coming after them and they want to know, well, did I pay this or did I not? So, I go in and check the no, we haven't paid this bill, or yes, we need to pay this bill. So that's what I do.
Okay, so you do a lot. So your official title is you are a CPA, or?
No, I'm not a CPA. I work for a CPA firm because, I just did accounting and bookkeeping.
Bookkeeping.
So
Okay.
I can make.
So I see your email down here at the bottom. I think that's through what is it? The Small Business Association.
Yes.
So do you provide services through the small businesses services? And I guess you have like how much you charge for your services? Is that something that I can get just by emailing you outside of this class?
Yes.
Okay, so you would be able to help me because I'm nearing that point. I just finished getting all my business licenses. Now I need to go ahead and open up my business account. So now I haven't started my Shopify website yet, but I guess I could go ahead and start with the QuickBooks, and then would you be able to help me set up connecting my Shopify? Or
yes, I can help you.
Okay.
Okay. And then another thing I saw the other day, that GoDaddy, if you have your business website from GoDaddy, they're offering a third party, like a merchant services. So within your website, you can have these packages set up and they will connect the bank account behind the scene or your accounting software. And people can go on your website and accept, packages and pay from your website. So it might be good for you to look into that, because GoDaddy just came out with that. Before, I remember when I was setting up my webpage, I was like, oh, it would be so nice if GoDaddy offered something like this so my clients can just go online and pay the bill, you know? So finally GoDaddy came through and they're doing this.
I think that COVID kind of changed a lot of things. I think that's probably why QuickBooks changed
Yes.
the charge, because more people would be inclined to use their services. So, okay, I will, I guess, look for your email. I don't know if you can put your information in the chat, maybe. I mean, I know I'm the only one asking questions, but maybe there's some shy people and they
That's
want the
true.
information as well.
Let's
So, I'm just here taking advantage of this opportunity. So I definitely I would like your help, because I honestly, being honest, I don't have a clue. And I just really want to start my business off on a good foot. I mean, of course, making room to evolve, of course, but if I can start off as good as I can, that's my goal. So I appreciate you for coming on here and answering questions and whatnot.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad. I really like your business idea, and I hope it goes really good.
I see it in the chat. And your email, can you put that in there too?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Hello, Nassim. This is Joseph Hernandez.
Hi, Joseph.
I don't have a business per se, but I was thinking of starting an LLC so I can create a real estate rental portfolio. Like, just for example, have like 5 properties, spread out, and I'm wondering if, just by looking at the different packages from QuickBooks, if the QuickBooks application platform would be, how would that translate to like what I'm trying to do, or is it overkill? Because I was looking at the self-employment package, and I'm wondering if what I can do on a regular spreadsheet, or if QuickBooks would help.
You would be really beneficial with QuickBooks. So it depends. Let's say if you got 5 properties, I'm just gonna, so LLC is the way to do it, because you're gonna make money, and then you'll have your expenses on these properties that you're gonna want to claim. So you would set up your QuickBooks in a way that so you can set those as your clients, each property, like property A, B, C, D, I'm just saying. And then when you spend any money on each property, you are going to use either a location or a class in QuickBooks. So let's say I'm gonna look over here, just create a bill. So then you can use the customer as your property A, and then billable, or any expenses you pay out of pocket, you're gonna connect your customers to it, and then once you invoice it, it would be showing, let's say you charge them for your services $1,000 a month, and then you pay for this. So it's gonna all show in your invoices to them. And when they paid, it would be all taken care of, because in your thing, you made 1,000, and out of that 1,000, all those expenses will come out. So your net would be, let's say, 600. So when you do your reporting, you will see all your personal expenses are expenses you're going to use to manage these properties. It would come out of your gross, and it would give you a net. So that's huge, because you don't want to pay taxes on the gross. You want to make sure you are taking as many deductions as possible, so your year-end taxes are not as high, or you're taking advantage of being you're self-employed. I think that's very important.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm sure you have figured out that you can make your LLC online. You don't have to pay attorney fees or anything.
Yes, that's what I'm learning. Thank you.
Yeah.
If you would like to use Naseem in the future, I'm sure Naseem would appreciate that as well. for her with her business.
Are you able to see it or?
We can see that.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
And then I'm gonna put my information in the chat box. You guys all should have got an email from me this morning. But just in case, I have my email in there. So if you guys want to contact the DBOC for any further assistance, business planning, other classes, what have you, you got my email there, so you can always email me. And I will get back with you and try to help you out with whatever you need.